Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some more roster reviews. The first one I'm looking at is Pebble. He is in Dreaded Empire. It says he started in June of 2020. He's at 6.7 million GP. That's quite some good progress. He said he rarely spends once in a blue moon. So I'm not sure what he actually has spent or what he's spent on, but doing pretty good if this really is a June 2020 account. It's pretty far to get. He's got a great roster for 6.7 million GP. You have 4 Galactic Legends, General Skywalker, got a lot of the good Conquest units, Maul, Commander Ahsoka Tano, Malgus. One notable absence is Profundity, so I would definitely recommend going for that next as your top priority if you're not already really close to finishing something off. That or Jabba. The Galactic Legends missing are Jabba, Rey, and who else? Jmax Luke. So let me just check Hut Cartel to see if he's working on Jabba. I don't know. Maybe he is working on Profundity because Boba's at Relic 8. But let me see. Actually, I was thinking there's no Dengar, but I'm not looking at Bounty Hunters. I'm just looking at Hut Cartel. Actually, no. I am thinking of executor requirements, so that is irrelevant. Just forget that. Grief and Mando could use some work. Definitely very valuable. Great to have. Fennec Shand is important, but she's not as important as she used to be. I mean, she's mainly for Lord Vader, and she makes bounty hunter teams better, even if you're not going against Lord Vader. But those could use some improvement. What we actually want to check also is Rogue One to see if he is working on Profundity. Doesn't seem so. So I think it's time to pick a lane, Pebble. Either go for Profundity, go for Jabba. Let me see, Rebel. Yeah, pretty far from Jmax Luke. And Resistance, see if he's going for Rey. No. So not going for any of those. Doesn't look like any of those would be a decent pick. I think Profundity would be the best pick to go after. And after that, I'd say Jabba. You can make an argument for Jabba first because he's super important in a lot of ways. Jedi Faction, decent, not super deep. Kitty Mundi could use some work. He's very, very good, very important, and that's one of the oversights in the roster because he is at 7-star, but he's not developed. Jolie at Relic 2, not really a fan of it. I know it takes time to develop everything, but yeah, Relic 2 is pretty low for someone like him. He needs tons of survivability, and he can get that, yeah, like 55,000 health. You want to be pushing 100k, probably at the least, for him. Yeah, so that's good. That's alright for Jedi. Let's look at Sith. Sith looking decent. Weakest link is the Traya team. Specifically Scion, not even finished. So definitely add that to your farming, your casual farming list. I mean, he's at 6-star, so maybe you're still just finishing him up. But you have a great viable team here. You already have a couple Omicrons dedicated to it, so might as well put in the gear. If you're not trying to use Datacrons, at least just gear 13, because that would take them to another level. Maybe not too high of a level, but especially with Scion, you get all the extra protection. Get Sith Trooper, he's a great 5th there. So plenty of stuff to work on with Sith. And I looked at Rebels already, but I wasn't talking too much about it. CLS teams at Gear 12, you know, that can work. Cal Katarn is at R5 because he does have Starkiller. I know functioning Mon Mothma team, but I'm not going to say that that's a priority unless you're going for Jmax Luke already. Let's look at some others. I think the Empire is pretty well set up. Yeah, he's got Lord Vader set up, Palpatine, Thrawn, Iden Versio, Mara Jade, so plenty of good Empire. Maybe what he is working on is Inquisitors, which, you know, are a great target to get in a top guild. I haven't analyzed the guild that Pebble is in, so I'm not sure if he's in one yet or not. But a little bit away on 7th Sister. We get 2nd, 9th, 8th. Where's 5th. Okay, 5th. So yeah, 5th can be like a last leg of the farm because you can get them real fast with Cantina. And let's just look at some mods now. Got a pretty good roster. I think the big prizes are what you should focus on right now. And speed. It looks like kind of Ren has a speed build, which I'm fine with. I think that's a decent option for him. I have offense, but sometimes I wish I had a speed build. Kenobi. Health and speed, very good. And Pebbles and Kyber 3 for this GP, so I think that's like right where he should be and should expect to be able to get to. C looks good. Fastest Commander Tano. None of these up here are standing out to me as any kind of mistakes or anything. They all should be, these are all fast character targets. Zam is naturally kind of fast, and yeah, that's right around how I have my Zam, just to give that speed boost to the rest of the bounty hunters. So not too much criticism here. Health focus on Commander Tano with the speed also as the primary focus. No crit damage triangle, but I think health build with speed is a great option for her, especially in mirrors, because it makes it more frustrating, and even with some other counters like JML, if it's hard to get through her, it makes the whole thing kind of fall apart. RJ plus 161, it's great for her. So yeah, not really much criticism on speeds for mods. Like none of these are like, oh, that's a mistake. Someone really slow that needs more speed. I'm not seeing anyone where I'm like, oh wow, why do you have him slow or her slow? So no, great mods. Just keep working on them in step. I think you'll probably make more use of Datacrons, just a couple more, and it's not too hard to get, you know, just a few built up. But I don't know, I haven't done the math on how many teams you actually have that could use them. That's what's worth bumping a couple people like Jolie up to R3. I mean, you get Revan R3. I guess you're working kind of a minimalist relic system. But yeah, Profundity next or Jabba, and after that, just chase other Galactic Legends probably. Next player we're looking at is willyd, and he's in LTDL Strikes Back. I don't know what LTDL is. Maybe I'm missing something obvious. He is 5.2 million, 5.27 million. Started in December 2020, according to him. And Chromium 2 right now. So the last person we looked at started in June 2020 as in Kyber 3, and that is December 2020 in Chromium 2, and like 1.5 million behind the other account. If they're working at the same pace, he should probably be like 500,000 less or something. But a little bit more of a gap. Less Galactic Legends on this account. Just Jedi Master Luke, so completely different account, similar start times within 6 months, but completely different results. So that's just the one Galactic Legend. Does have Profundity at 4 stars, so that's at least a start there. And you know, of course, it takes more to develop it. Tons of crystals, which is unfortunate. No Executor, so I think Executor should be a definite focus to get, because if you're not going to have a lot of Galactic Legends, having both meta fleets can help you get further in Grand Arena and get more crystals and help you out in Fleet Arena way more as well. Jedi Master Luke would not be one of my recommendations for first Galactic Legend because it takes a lot to get to him. But if you're playing the game just for enjoyment, you really love Original Trilogy, or you like Luke, then it's probably a great target to get to next. Looking at over his roster, it does appear to me that Jabba is the next target. Even though I didn't receive, he didn't tell me which his next target is, but Hot Cartel is almost all built, has the Cursan Nomicron applied in advance, which, you know, I probably wouldn't do that right away. I'd probably save it until we actually have Jabba. But looks like Boosh is on her last leg of shard farming. Then just got a few more things to develop. And, you know, I think that's a great idea, actually, for where he's at, because he already has Jedi Knight Luke, and that's one of the biggest barriers for Jabba. That's because that's like a whole other mini Galactic Legend to unlock on his own. So it's a great choice if you're not going for a fleet. So I do support that. A little bit lacking Jedi faction. Don't have a very robust Giant Revan team, which I think is very important in mid game. It's very flexible. Yoda is an easy person to bump up. I mean, he's almost there. Once he gets to gear 12, you just want to bump him. You want him in relics. Like, that's just a very important character to have at relics for a team. It changes the team around. There's way more damage. And I don't know, you might be using Giant Luke with Revan instead. But I don't know. I mean, that could be the case. And then use some weaker Jedi with Jedi Master Luke. I don't know how you're running it. There's a couple ways that could run. Only a 4-star Kiadi Mundi, so probably not in the best guild right now. Just only now catching up to him. So maybe the guild is a reason for a bit of some slow progress, and that could be an improvement point unless you're really plugged in, you got a great community. I wouldn't recommend you leaving your guild if you really enjoy it, but as far as game progress, the guild can be a big boost if you switch. Sith faction pretty weak. Got Darth Revan and Vader and Relics, and that's it. So the Sith Empire team is probably first priority within the Sith faction, and it's great as long as you work them well. I mean, you might be working it fine anyway. I mean, actually, it's very slow Bastila Shan, so that's not great. Revan is getting most of your attention, so I mean, you do want him fast, but you want a nice follow-up with Bastila Shan as well to get that 1-2 punch. And then I don't know where your HK-47's at, but you need to work on the rest of a complement. You need at least like a couple other Sith Empire, so it would be, if you don't have Malik, which it looks like he is not very close, you want Marauder, Emperor Trooper, and HK. So Gear 8 is not cutting it for a team if you want to be working your way up in Grand Arena. Now let's check the Rebel faction. This, on the other hand, very robust and developed, partly because Jedi Master Luke unlocked, and partly because not Rogue One, Profundity. So let's see how this is working. Got a crit damage set. Okay, very good speed. This is actually a pretty well modded Commander Luke as far as speed goes with a crit damage set. Yeah, so looking pretty good there. This is kind of like the weak points that could be improved with just a lucky roll. Han Solo, Relic 8. That's for Java, right? Yeah, so, and it works out well. So, got a great CLS team. Got the Rebel Fighters, got the Rogue One. Since you already have Rebel Fighters, Cara Dune is a good add-on. I mean, I understand. For the longest time, I didn't want to work on any extra Rebel Fighters because it's just expensive, and I already had Biggs and Wedge, and I could do something. I mean, the optimal team is Kyle Katarn, Cara, Pow, Hoth Rebel Scout. So you're nowhere near that. So actually, I wouldn't recommend trying to work on that now. It is not a priority, and it is not like a top team anymore. Not even close, in my opinion. Let's look at Geos real quick. Yeah, serviceable as long as you can do the Watt mission. I think that's probably fine for now. And then Empire, needs a lot of work. Empire is a great beginner faction. So if you're at 5.2 million, and this is all you have, that explains a lot. Like, this impedes progress. If you have a robust Empire faction in the early game, it helps you get crystals early. Well, maybe not anymore with Arena, but like with Grand Arena, it's really important. And you have like the shards farmed for what you need. But need relics. Dark Trooper needs relics. So if you just go for one relic character, go for Dark Trooper with that team. And then you already got Iron Troopers. I don't know how well they're working with this low gear. Just bump them up a few gear levels maybe. And then get back to whatever you were doing. I don't think any... Well, let me just check. Bounty Hunters. Bounty Hunters, you know, he's got what he needed for... Actually, I don't know. No, he doesn't have Executor. So, after Jabba, I might want to go for Executor, but you might just want to finish off Profundity. I'm not sure. So, Jabba next, and probably like a easier Galactic Legend like Supreme Leader Kylo or Sith Eternal Emperor. Sith Eternal Emperor, especially to build up your Imperial Troopers some more and get them better suited. This team is pretty functional. If you got Boss, Grief, Mandalorian, Fennec,
and either Chrysanthemum or Boba Fett as a 5th, or you run Aura Sing lead. So this is decent. That doesn't need too much work. And then we try to look at speeds. I've been going a little bit longer on this one, but we already saw Revan. Rex, that's pretty good speed for Rex. No one's super out of place for like speed, like getting all the speed. R2-D2's higher in terms of like rank speed, like he's your 10th fastest, but it's not that fast of speeds on him. Like Shaak Ti could use much faster speeds. For example, no General Skywalker. Oh no, he is there. Okay, never mind. Forget that. So he's got gas. Giant Revan could use more speed. Grief could use more speed. I think you just have a really shallow mod pool, so you need to pour a lot of attention into that just to build it up. Some of the tops, it's not like they're bad priorities. I have my Radis super fast, so I understand having him fast. That's not bad, especially if you have Jyn Erso fast too. Which I don't have mine super fast. But yeah, a lot of stuff to work on. Do focus on mods. You can focus on that no matter who you're farming. Just do the 3 refreshes. Always try to be disciplined about rolling them. Use the new mod tools that really help out. So yeah, some work to do. It doesn't care for datacrons apparently. But yeah, that's what I think. And Jabba, then work on some core stuff. Okay, next up we got hihi. They're in Boba Fett's. 2.691 million GP. Started at, well, at the time of submission, it said 1.5 years played, so maybe 1.6 or 1.7 years played at this point. Right away I can tell this is going to be a roast more so, because for the arena team, the only one in Relics is Luke Farmboy and he's Relic 7, which I do not approve of. I mean, clearly, if you're doing that, you don't look at this game the same way I do. Like, I look at it trying to be efficient and optimize my farming path and my competitive advantage, but, I mean, some people just want to collect. That's the only really stupid one. I mean, maybe I think he should be, if he's not going for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, then some of those first order relic levels are not smart, and he's so far on all these others, and these are accelerated characters, so I don't know. These Kylo Ren, not smart. I mean, the first order Omicron, I don't know. The Omicron's fine, and especially, like, I can see wanting First Order TIE Pilot or Relic 3 just because of the Omicron. That's fine. Vader's fine. Palpatine. Thrawn, they're a decent team, but Luke Farmboy is just, oh my gosh. I can't handle that, man. Ships. Missing any kind of next level fleet. So probably need to get into a guild that's doing GOTB and work towards Malevolence is what I'd recommend. It's easier to get going, and it looks like you don't have much infrastructure for a Galactic Republic fleet. Kind of like a random hodgepodge at the top. Likes clones, maybe likes bounty hunters. Wampa Omicron, that's solid. Has Revan, at least. Qui-Gon Omi. So it could put some stuff together in Carbonite. Hondo with the Zeta, that's interesting. Yeah, like so much work to do here. Don't know where to start. So let's see. Empire is a great beginner faction. You do have plenty of a focus on Empire for what you do have. Got some extra gear levels on Troopers, which they always make a big impact. March 8 is actually, that's actually decent. So, like, for you where you're at, that's a good March 8. 125 speed, I approve of that, and that's probably making this team work well for you. Piet, 123. Not the fastest, but I wouldn't expect you to have super deep of a mod pool where you're at, so that's good. Dark Trooper is a highlight and a focus, so farm him up, and that's going to make the Imperial Trooper team night and day. I don't know if it's working suitable enough for you as is, but there's a lot of room for improvement there with just him specifically.
Ezra Gear 12. Kind of a head scratcher for all the characters not at Gear 12. Jolie, Anakin, Mace Windu, General Kenobi. No, General Kenobi. He should be the Gear 12. Like, tons of stuff that's missing here on this account. Jedi. Let's see, Rebel. Well, he likes Rebels because he gave Farm Boy Relic 7 and Omicron and both Zetas, so I don't get that. I mean, you have another iteration of Luke right here, and he's actually good. Just give it to him. He's just like a year older. Like, I don't know. So this team is okay. I got Chewbacca. Need 3PO and Chewie built up more. This is just, yeah, it's just kind of a mess. Sith. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost hard to know where to start. With this account, probably just go to my farming guide and just look at it as if you're new and then cover the bases where you don't have it covered. I think that would mean like Darth Revan, Beskar Armor Mando, working on him so you can get Executor. But if you're not worried about like having an optimal like team or roster, then I guess just do whatever you want, which it seems like you've been doing already. But just do me a favor and work on ships. Like, at least work on a good Empire fleet, and then try to get in a good guild where you can get Separatists. That can make a difference for you in the long run. And you only need some pilotless ships to get it running, so it's not going to cost gear. So yeah, farm those Separatist ships, get in a good guild, get Malevolence, and then start working on later stuff like Executor. And actually, just a quick look at the mod speeds, and you know, Farm Boy is also fast. He's 302. I don't get the Farm Boy obsession. I already looked at Marjade. Thrawn is fine fast. Piet is good fast. He doesn't have a super deep mod pool to work with, so it's understandable. I don't know if Kylo Ren on Mass needs to be this fast, but it's not a speed set, so that's fine. But maybe these health and defense mods could go, the fast ones could go into a support role for like a speed set as the secondary sets in there. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of work to work on. Kylo Ren, some of the faster ones, I don't know. Kylo Ren is not a good character. He can like solo Old Republic, I think, if you see that, but otherwise he's kind of useless. Yeah, a lot of work to be done, a lot of work. Next one on deck is Jmax. He's in Game Table Adventures, currently in Erodium 1, so just barely on the outskirts of Kyber. 5.9 million GP. According to him, started a little over 3 years ago, so that would be early 2020. He's a free player, focuses on Grand Arena and raids. So let's look at it. Obviously has Executor from that shot there in the arenas. 4 stars, so gonna need a shell, a lot of crystals to finish that off. Has Malevolence and Negotiator, neither of them completely finished, but that's fine, at least working on them. 1 Galactic Legend, Giant Master Luke, has General Skywalker, JKL obviously if you have JML. Got Commander Luke, got Malgus, Ahsoka, or Cat, is their Maul. So don't see Maul, so probably he's playing the catch-up game, the Proving Grounds and all that, and has to pick and focus which Conquest character to get, which I would say Maul is next. He already has Razor Crest, so yeah, I would say Maul is next priority for that, with shipments and whatnot. So let's dive into some factions specifically to get a better look and try to determine what he's going for next, because he didn't tell me. Jedi Training Rey is R7, so that is for Jedi Master Luke. Let's see if Resistance is being worked. Nope, so Resistance is not the next target. Let me just check First Order. Maybe going for Supreme Leader Kylo. I cannot tell. I got them 7 stars, but this isn't worked on at all, so
hard to see what he's going for. Let me check Hot Cartel. Definitely not going for Java. Our Geo's looking. That's good enough. Don't need any more there. Galactic Republic. Maybe going for General or J-Master Kenobi. You would need Yoda higher. You need a lot more stuff. So I cannot really tell what is the next priority. Galactic Republic looks good for where he's at. Having Commander Tano is great even if you don't have JMK. So it's a great addition to the Padme team. So right now I've got a great or solid Padme team, General Skywalker team, Qui-Gon team, and it's working. But so if you took Anakin from Padme, you got Padme, Cat, so Tano, GK, and maybe Yoda, maybe C-3PO, depending on the other factions. But Mace Windu is a great addition there too. So let me just look at Rebel real quick. So yeah, okay. Obviously, you're not going to take C-3PO. That goes with CLS. Got a functioning Mon Mothma team. Not a optimal one, but that's not priority in my opinion. And let's look at Jedi. So yeah, Mace could be a good bridge to the gap in either the Padme team or the Qui-Gon team. Just build him up a little bit more. He's great no matter what. I wanted to have Gus here, but he's very squirmy. So say hi, Gus, and bye. Okay. Let me look at what else we want to see. Did we already look at bounty hunters? Got some work to do. These are not the best ones to have, but this is like the executor ones. Grief and Mando are great. Django is great, and he's on the, well, definitely want to build him up. So the team would be Bosk, Zam, Grief, Mando. I mean, I guess Dengar or Boba Fett are fine, so I can understand why you don't want to build that up any further. And yeah, let me see Sith Empire. I got the full team there, so that's looking great. Time to just look at some speeds here. There's some mods, which is a lot of times just a synonym for speed. Let me just check out Master Luke since it's just the one Galactic Legend. Interesting. So split the baby on health and protection. Not super fast for Galactic Legend. I'd recommend going speed set with a defense secondary, or speed set with a defense set with a focus on protection primaries. I know it's easy to just do a bunch of health sets because, okay, so you do have all protection sets. Maybe you just need higher relics to get more protection. But I think defense works a little bit better unless you're using them under like Bastila lead, which, you know, I don't think it's the best idea, but might work at this level. Marjade looking great, fantastic. Commander Tano looking very good. I do like the health build with a good amount of speed, and for just purely health sets, that is great speed to have. Yeah, some top tier mods there on her. Darth Revan is fast, which is good. Already seeing Kyle Katarn there is really fast, which I don't like based on the Mon Mothma team setup you got. Unless you're just using him with other Jedi, which is actually, you know, fine too. But I don't think he needs to have a speed priority on your roster. Piet is okay speed. He could probably use some other speed mods to give him a boost, maybe from Kyle Katarn or something. Bosk is good fast. So nothing really bad. No bad priorities up here. And no like glaring deficiencies. You could move things around. Anyone down here that should be faster? Probably Commander Luke needs more speed, honestly. Yeah, 244, not going to cut it. You really need him to get a bit of a boost. Bastille Shan Fallen should be faster, 235. You know, it's not going to cut it. And okay.
the rest is all right. Yeah, so I mean, decent roster. Got some things to work on. Missing a lot of the bigger targets like Galactic Legends. Let's do all. Missing a lot of Galactic Legends. Don't have, you know, Profundity. But that'll come in time. I'd probably say Jabba next. Just because you already have Jedi Master Luke, you already have Jedi Knight Luke, which means Jabba is easier. So probably Jabba next, Galactic Legend, then either Sith Eternal or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. But all in all, not in a bad spot. Decent amount of Datacrons. I think that's fine for the roster you're at. So yeah, no, not too bad. Got some things to work on, but definitely not a roast by any means. So that is it for this round of roster reviews. Thanks to everyone again for signing up. I still have a really long list. I'm still going through people that responded like immediately to the post within the first day or first hour or something. So it does take a while, and you know I need to get through these, but it's just going to be a long haul. So if you're wondering about roster reviews, I have a community post on YouTube that you can respond to. But just for instance, right now I'm on slot 110 of a wait list, so it's like over 100 people waiting. So it's going to be a very long time before I get to you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. I hope I get to yours soon.